Judy and welcome back to the Chronic Rift. Tonight we ask the all-important question: how does the art on the cover of a book influence you to buy it? Well,
which leads me to this week's comic in review, which is Cerebus, written and drawn and published by Dave Sim under the Aardvark Vanaheim imprint.
As I said, I tend to buy by author. And that particular plot sounded revoltingly pathetic.
That's the nice word for it. How about you, Mike?
Well, when I look through a bookstore, usually I notice that most of the book covers do look very similar. You can see 1,000 covers by a Boris Vallejo type. They all look like warriors clad and skin-clad women. So I usually buy by reputation from my friends. Usually you can tell if there's a hot seller that kind of like people
picture
murmur
on the cover. I mean, what comes into my mind is 1984, and all you got in the cover, 1984 by George Orwell, and that is one of the more. I mean, in a sense, it's fantasy dealing with a dystopia, but there's no picture on the cover. Lots of people read that book.
Symbolism, something that will catch your eye. It doesn't have to be totally graphic or illustrative. It has to be something that you'll remember, for one, that you'll retain later, and that will give the book a unique selling point that you'll be able to tell your friend, well, it's just 1984 and the cover can't do it.
You say simplicity is the best, and yet, to go back to Michael Whalen once again, his covers tend to be incredibly detailed, and he's one of the more popular cover illustrators. I know some people who buy books solely just because he did the cover. They won't do this with any other artist, but with Whalen they're willing to buy the cover just on the basis of that.
I'd like to tell you next week's topic: science fiction television flops. Where'd they go? Why'd they flop? Who knows?